I got married 19 years ago to a wonderful woman, and it's really funny when you get married. You're just in love. I mean, the romance is flying all over the place. And the day that you get married, you give each other a symbol of getting married, and that symbol traditionally is a wedding ring. And you get married, you give each other rings, and then you hit life. And life comes at you pretty hard and fast. You're off getting a career, kids come along, life gets really, really busy. And sometimes that romance is there all the time. And other times, quite frankly, we have teenagers, it's not always there. But you know what's always there is the wedding ring. And sometimes when the romance isn't necessarily firing on all pistons, you look at the wedding ring and it reminds you, oh yeah, we do love each other. We are committed to each other for life. I think the same thing is true in Christianity. Are there times when I don't particularly feel loved by God and God isn't particularly close? Yeah, that's really true. And actually there's been long seasons when that's been true, where I look around and I don't see God and I don't particularly feel loved by God, but He's given me a symbol that is just as real as this wedding ring, and that is the cross. 2,000 years ago, Jesus Christ died. And He didn't just die for humanity. Jesus died for each one of us individually. In Romans chapter 8, verses 31 and 32, the Apostle Paul says, "What will you say to God when you learn that He gave the most important thing for you?" And that most important thing isn't your grade point. That most important thing isn't a relationship. That most important thing is He gave you Jesus. One theologian said this, "What do you do with a God who would rather die than be without you?" So there are times God feels distant. There are times that I don't feel loved by God, but those are the times I look at the cross and I realize 2,000 years ago, Jesus loved me enough to die a horrible death. Loved me enough to do that. And when I look at the cross, I get the same kind of emotions I do when I look at my wedding ring. And I remember the commitment Jesus made to me, the sacrifice He made for me, and it really does communicate to me, both intellectually and emotionally, that Jesus does love me, regardless of my emotions always kick in.